Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. It's an absolute honor and an inspiration to be among so many of you. First of all, it's my first conference ever where women have outnumbered the men. And usually men are in the same black and blue suits, and I see so many colors here. So that itself is a great, refreshing experience. So thank you so much. And thank you, Irene, for bringing all of us here together. It's really an honor, and I'm really humbled to be here among so many of you. I sincerely believe that in order to create economies that work for everyone, everywhere, we cannot ignore half of the population of the world. It's as simple as that. At times, I'm surprised that we are doing research to prove that productivity is higher if you have more women. If you have more women on the board, those companies perform better. It's as simple as that. Why would you ignore half of the world? I have lived across 3 different continents and in many countries. One thing that I consistently see is that the world is designed by men for men. That's why we need more women in healthcare, in automobile, in pharmaceutical, in design. Why? Because half of the consumers of the products and services are women themselves. So why won't we have women designing these products and services? And let me give you a very small example. Women's hands, on average, are 1 inch smaller than men. Most smartphones are going towards bigger and bigger screen, and it's problematic for women. By the way, also for men with smaller hands. So, a very small example how we need more women in the phone industry to design phones that are suited for women. I'm wearing my very dear friend from Poland, Kasia's, who's an SME, her suit here. And the main value proposition that she has is if women are traveling and they're traveling for work, they go back to the hotel, they should not be able to iron their clothes. So what I'm wearing does not need to be ironed. I can go on a plane, be comfortable. A man would not think of that. So SMEs are the lifeblood of any economy. And women entrepreneurs are the driving force behind it. And we would see that today among the great women that we will have here on the stage in a minute. I'm very proud here to represent Mastercard because we have a mission to include 1 billion people into the digital economy by 2025. And it's a mission that is very close to our heart, and it has a focus on 50 million SMEs by really making sure that women are included into the financial services world. With that, let me tell you a little bit about who is going to be coming on stage today. We decided to have Women SME Awards last year because we wanted to recognize the accomplishment and the stories of great women SME out there. Another anecdote, when you tell a woman a compliment about herself or her work, we as women are so shy, men are not. That's one of the reasons we decided to celebrate the accomplishment of these women SMEs. So they are able to come and talk about their great success stories, which they do not do a lot. So last year, our Women SME Awards was consisting of Middle East and Africa entrepreneurs. This year, we expanded it to Eastern Europe, Middle East, and Africa. We will have 3 winners today. They will share their journeys, and it's a big inspiration for me personally, and I'm sure each one of you would leave the room thinking about their journeys. I'm also very proud to share the stage with our fellow jury member, Neza, who I invite on stage. She's the founder and CEO of She Women, but more importantly is Neza's mission. She is creating 1 million jobs for women in the Arab world. She's a book author and an entrepreneur herself. Neza, thank you so much for partnering with Mastercard on this great initiative. And now I would like to invite our moderator of the panel today, Abby from Entrepreneur Middle East. And Abby will take this forward.
Yeah. Thank you, Amna. Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. My name is A.B. Sam Thomas. I'm the Editor-in-Chief of Entrepreneur Middle East. Very, very happy to be here. I'm actually speaking on behalf of my colleague, Managing Editor Tamara Pupik. She was actually one of the jury members of the Women SME Leader Awards. Unfortunately, she couldn't be here today. As such, I'm just taking her place for her and speaking on behalf of her. We've got a great session lined up for you. I'll be moderating a panel discussion with these two women here, plus 3 of the winners of the Women SME Leaders Awards 2023. So just some background about the Women SME Leaders Awards. This is the second year we are doing this event with Mastercard and Entrepreneur Middle East. And one of the things that we have always talked about in our ecosystem, at least with respect to the MENA region at least, is like we need to recognize the achievements of women no matter where they are and no matter how far along they are in their business journeys. This particular event, you know, seeing all these great women coming out with their great ideas, coming out with their great products, is literally a furthering of our mission, of our passion to showcase entrepreneurial success stories. And I'm just very glad to have 3 of those winners to be joining us on stage today. First up, let me call upon stage Marcelo Sancho Montoya, co-founder of Avso Pops. She was the winner of the retailer title at the Women SME Leaders Awards 2023. Next up, Marang Mbakanil. Sorry if I pronounced it wrong, Marang, but she's the founder and CEO of Drones for Africa, based in Botswana, and the winner of the Techie Award. Last but certainly not the least, Jana Krimpe, co-founder and CEO of BS Solutions, all the way from Estonia, and the winner of the executive winner. All right, ladies. I think we need to kind of like start with a round of introductions. And Marang, I'm going to like put the camera straight on you. Can you just talk about yourself and how you came to be doing what you're doing today?
Thank you. Good afternoon, phenomenal women and men. I was actually looking at page 31 of the program, the booklet that we've been given. And I'd love us to, I know we're eating, but I'd love us to turn to that page and make a bit of an addition. Between Bangladesh and Brazil, there is Botswana, thanks to Mastercard. Thank you. My name is Marang Mbakanye from Botswana, like he said. I'm the founder and CEO of a company called Drones for Africa. I'm also the president of an association called Botswana Drones Association.
Tell us about how you came to launch the company. Go for it. Yeah.
Now to my story. When I was doing grade 12, my brother used to wake me up and ask me to help him write his CV and help him navigate through the laptop. When my parents had issues with fixing any electronic thing in the house, I was randomly, for some reason, called to come and fix it. And remember, I'm just 12 years old, and I'm told to fix that. But society, or like how we were brought up with the mindset that we have to go to school, learn, and be in the office, not necessarily get into entrepreneurship. So as I was fixing these things and I was helping my brother navigate through the computer, I realized that what I had in mind, the mindset of being a doctor, is not something that I really enjoy. I actually enjoy fixing. I enjoy computers. I enjoy technology. And I decided to venture in that industry, to go into that industry. So I did my bachelor's degree in computer systems engineering, and I did my master's in computer science. And as I was doing my master's in computer science, that's where I got to meet drones, unmanned aerial vehicles, and my project now centered into unmanned aerial vehicles. And I was flying 10 drones at the same time just by coding. And when I was just about to finish my master's, I got a call for a managerial position. I was called to go and work as an assistant managing director at a drone company. These people were from China, and they were just arriving in Botswana, and they didn't know how to navigate around Botswana. So mind you, in 2019, when I was doing my master's, I got to register drones for Africa, but then I didn't know where and how to start. So when I was called for this position, I thought this is the right time to go and learn how to navigate through the industry. And apart from just doing my master's, I specialized into drones. I'm a top operator, level 2 certified by Association of Unmanned Vehicle Systems International in US. I'm also a DJI certified instructor from China. I am also an instructor from an academy in South Africa. So when I was called for this position, I thought this is the time to actually now specialize into drones. So the first year, I realized that every time when we were supposed to go and fly, I'm told, wait. When a customer comes and asking us to go and fly the drone, I'm just there and I'm busy getting the drone ready. My boss just says, wait. I waited the first month, waited the second month, and a year passed until there was a male who came and was employed, and we didn't wait. He was allowed to fly the drone. And I wasn't allowed to fly the drones. The demand became more. That means we were getting a lot of customers who need our services. And there was a time where this man was on the other side, and the demand, people needed the services. And I'm supposed, the drones are there, and I'm there. And I have to go and, I mean, it's obvious, I'll be the one who's flying. And I tell my boss, I need to go. The customers are asking us. He says, wait. And whilst waiting, we hired another operator, another pilot, to come and fly the drone. And I'm there busy in the admin side of things, but as an assistant managing director, but I'm still not allowed to fly the drone because I've been told to wait. After 2 years, I decided I'm not doing this. I am starting the company that I registered in 2019. I might not have the funds because I started saving since 2019. I can't afford all the drones that I would love to have, but I'm starting. So this year, I started Drones for Africa, January, and I believe this is where we are. So at Drones for Africa, what we do is we sell different types of drones from all over the world. We rent them out. We also train people to be drone pilots. And also we repair them, we repair and maintain them. And also have a research center where we're trying to customize them for the needs of Botswana and also the Africa. Like I said, I'm also the president of Botswana Drones Association. So at the association, what we're trying to do is to try to change the whole mindset of what people have regarding women. We want people to start seeing women for their capabilities, not necessarily their gender. So we're going around teaching and also have a program of even training the women to fly drones, and also going into remote areas, because we know technology is always in the cities and we forget the people in remote areas. So we're also going around sensitizing and teaching people in remote areas. So basically, that's me. Thank you.
Marang, I think everyone here is inspired by a story. But before I introduce the other speakers, I do want to ask you about this. I can see the pain when you say that you were told to wait. So keeping that story in mind, what's your advice for women who are told that today about, chasing their dreams or things like that?
Yeah. The thing is, when you know, you know. When people or when the society dictates or tells you you can't, you need to know in your mind that you know what you know. And you're not going to allow the society to dictate or tell you no and wait. So if they can't accommodate you, then that means you are bigger than they are. That means you need to start something that you will get accommodated, or go to a place where you're accommodated there.
Thank you so much, Marang. We'll come back to you. Marcella, please. Co-founder of House of Pops. Tell us your story.
Thank you. I'm very happy to be here with all of you. And yes, I'm Marcela. I'm co-founder of House of Pops. I've been around 7 years already in the region. I come from Costa Rica. My background is in hospitality and culinary arts. Food is my passion. And along with my partner, which, by the way, he's my husband, we founded House of Pops. He had extensive experience as well in the ice cream industry. And there was always a gap in the market, that we will go to supermarkets, to shops, ice cream shops, and everything was very heavy. There was nothing refreshing, and especially for the region, we needed something to refresh ourselves. So we decided in September 2018 to bring up a House of Pops to life. 3 things makes our product unique: purity, wellness, and sustainability. On purity, our product is 100% natural, no preservatives, no food colorings. On wellness, the product is plant-based, allergen-free. And on sustainability, we are committed to having plastic-free packaging, among other initiatives that we have in the company. We currently operate in 7 different channels. We have our 20 kiosks located in prime locations, real estate locations across Dubai. We supply 4 5-star hotels. We are currently present as well in the modern trade with Carrefour. We're the only ice cream allowed to be sold in Dubai municipality, by Dubai municipality, in the schools here. And we have as well a franchise program, which we rolled out 2 years ago, and is driving mainly our expansion. So we are focusing on expanding in the region, mainly through distribution and franchising. And yes, this is our dream, to become the #1 health and wellness ice cream in the world.
Woo-hoo. Thank you, Marcia. One thing I just want to add, I'm a huge fan of House of Pops, and if you haven't had a chance to try it yet, please look out for it when you go for it. She said, it's good for you, it's sustainable and all of that, but it's also extremely tasty. So definitely vouching for that. Last but not least, Yana, please, can you introduce yourself and how you came to be running your company today?
Hello, everyone.
I think your mic is not on. Yeah.
Hello, everyone. Bon appetit. So for me, it's amazing. Thank you so much for Mastercard and for event organizers to invite me. I'm a woman in tech, and it's my first time in life experience that I have the audience full of women. Usually, the audience in tech industry is full of men. So my story is I think is unique for me because I'm a political scientist, and I was advisor to the president office of 2 Estonian presidents, and I did it for 6 years when I was young. And one day I understood that I know exactly what happened with me next 10 years because I know exactly what people are telling next minutes. So I understood that I don't have anything new for me and my life is so predictable. And is it life I really deserve? And is it life I really want and love to do next of my life? And this moment I decided that no, I need to do something more. I need to be independent in my decision making, and I need to create something and to start my life journey to be entrepreneur. So you can understand I was political scientist and civil servants, and so I had zero understanding what is start to do business. And by the way, I decided that 15 years ago, it was no such amazing opportunities like for you today to start a startup. Then it was very difficult to start any business for women in small Estonian country because I wanted to make something very global. And I decided to move out. So to choose absolutely unknown country for me, and this country was Azerbaijan, because my mom was born here. And I decided it could be very exciting for me to try my new journey of life in the new country. And when I arrived to Azerbaijan, I started to think what to do. I definitely understood that I can't sell goods because this is a country in the middle of Asian Silk Road. And any person in this country can sell and buy goods much better than I can do it from Estonia. I understood that I need to do extremely different things. And I understood that Estonia, which is a leading country in e-government and technology, this is what I can repeat, and this is what I can bring to Azerbaijan. And then for today, I'm founder and CEO of Best Solutions. It's a national mobile identity provider. And what we are doing, we're providing people the identity in mobile phones. So it gives the possibility for people to access any e-service in the country, in any financial service, and this service is equal to a handwritten signature. And we did it for everybody, from capital cities to rural areas. And for today in Azerbaijan, more than 2,000 e-services accessible to all people with their mobile phones, including the rural areas. And now we move forward. So because I'm here, coming from Europe, I understand that this what we're developing in Europe is accessible for people with high level of income and high level of literacy in technology. But what to do with these remote areas and with developing countries where people still have a lack of knowledge, where people maybe can't read and write, but they still want to do businesses. So when we decided to go further to Africa and now thinking how to provide this mobile identity for people from remote areas and from rural areas, for those who can't read and write, and we have developed for them verbal solutions where they can speak with government entities, with banks, and they provide them access to financial service from verbal solution, including artificial intellect, just taking their mobile phones, even feature phones. You shouldn't have smartphones. You even can use your 2G network if you have limited access to the internet. So, and this is inspiration for me. And the lessons learned that you never tired from work which you love to do. And I love every morning to go to my job, and I love every evening to come back to my family. This one, I want to be happiest person in the world. And if you love what you do, you will enjoy it every single moment. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Neza, I want to bring you into the conversation. We've been hearing from just 3 of the winners, and I know there were like 22 categories of the awards. You were part of the jury. Can you talk about your experience? Yeah.
Yes, definitely. First of all, thank you, Amna, for including me in this jury. It's an honor. It's always an inspiration to hear the personal journey of women entrepreneurs. Why supporting women SMEs and women entrepreneurs? Because women give back. In each one of these projects, Marcela focused on bringing a sustainable ice cream on the market. You worked a lot on gender equality, and half of your team, you have to say it, are women. and you worked on accessibility. And this is the beauty of helping women social entrepreneurs. Women entrepreneurs will always have an impact side on what they do, and they need to be awarded for that. They need to feel supported, and that's the role of this award.
Amna, a question for you now. Again, you mentioned it in your introduction earlier, but why was it important for Mastercard to stage this event called Women SME Leaders Award? Why is supporting female entrepreneurs something that's very high on your to-do list, so to speak?
So SMEs, SMEs are the lifeblood of the economy of any country. And we as Mastercard play a very important role because we're in the center of the ecosystem of any country, driving the digital economy. And inclusion of women in financial services is extremely important. We cannot have a world where half of the population is not included in the financial services. And if you connect the two sides, one is the consumer side, the other more important side is the SME side. SME and women entrepreneurs are the one that are actually driving those economies that we are very much interested in building. Women SMEs are the one who, once included, not only are driving the economy of those countries, but more importantly, to Neza's point, are having an impact. And for me, that's why it's hard to comprehend that why is it so difficult, because more than half of the population of the world is women. So why would we even think about not having women SMEs and entrepreneurs when they're giving so much back to the societies, to the economies of the world? They're building the economies of the world. So that's why the mission is absolutely critical and important to us. And each one of us at Mastercard takes a lot of pride in, because it's not that we come to work every day because we're excited about payments. Yes, we are excited about payments, but we're more excited about the impact that we can have in the world from an inclusion perspective, from women entrepreneur and SME perspective. And that's something that we do in every day. That's the impact and the purpose that we can have.
Yes. We are talking about, female women entrepreneurs and, pushing them forward, but we also know that we operate in a very unequal landscape. As entrepreneurs, all three of you have been talking about, the challenges that you face, when starting up a business, or even maybe securing funds, or even like looking for mentors. Can you talk based on your personal experiences, what were some of the biggest top challenges and how did you get past them? So, Jana, maybe you can start.
A lot of women usually asking this question because another thing what we did in Azerbaijan, we have created a women in tech community because it was so boring every time to see only men sitting in a table in every single event I have participated. And one day I decided that we will finalize with that and to show this absolutely great role models of women. And always people asking, did you afraid to start? Of course I am. Everybody afraid. It's absolutely very, difficult to make a decision to come out from your comfort zone. So you can imagine if I had absolutely guaranteed social package and good salary and high position as a civil servant, one day just to start with zero, to go nowhere, and you don't know how this journey will end. I'm afraid it a lot. But if you really believe in things what you want to achieve, and if you really try to surround you with the people who trust you, who support you, this is very important, because here's a lot of women, and you have your families, and you have your husband. And usually, all succeeded women, they're supported by their husbands as well. They're supported by their families, and they're supported by their friends. So try, first of all, to find people who support you, who believe in you, who help you, and to share your knowledge and experience. The second, don't afraid to learn. It's absolutely normal to come and to ask to more experienced women and lady, please help me, please share your recommendation and advice. It's not a shame not to know something. It's normal. I don't know anything for today. I'm learning every single moment. And for today, I'm learning so much from ladies here on the stage, and every time I'm doing that. And of course, if you come to this journey to become entrepreneurship, you need to be ready to take risks. Big risks. Maybe nobody trusts you. They think, Jana, you have absolutely crazy ideas. 15 years ago, you are planning to build e-government in Azerbaijan. So are you crazy? So why you left your country when you know everybody? But I really trusted, I believed, I loved Azerbaijan, and I knew that we can achieve a lot together. And if you believe strongly in what you do, you will be absolutely succeeded. And of course, what will make different us from men, we are women, much more supportive. We are thinking about society and social responsibility. We want to make world better, first of all. And after that, as a businesswoman, I'm thinking about money. It's not a good. Usually, any businessman tell you money is first and the love is second. But unfortunately, for women, the love is first and money is second. So if you love what you do, you will absolutely be successful. At least your life will spend it to things you love to do. And this is the most important. So share your knowledge. Let's try to hear everybody. Try to get knowledges. And what is very good, why is the technology important today? 15 years ago, I haven't so much possibilities to get so many knowledges free of charge. Today, just click to the internet. You can access to the top leader professors in the world who gave free lessons. You can access to any mentorship program. You can apply to any conference. And don't afraid to make public speech. Believe me, every moment I'm afraid it, but I'm doing that. Because after this public speech, I can get much more networking with people because it's an absolutely amazing opportunity to be known and to get feedback from audience and to get a new contacts. So don't afraid to speak, don't afraid to tell your stories and to share the stories, and you will get a lot experience back from your colleagues and from people who trust you and believe in you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Jana. Maran, same question to you. Yes, Amna, go ahead.
If I can just add something to Jana said. Apologies, Maran, for a second. You made a very good point of surrounding yourself with people who can uplift you and support you. And I think that's very important. I just wanted to share a very small anecdote. 15 years back, my boss wanted to promote me, and I said no, because I thought I was not good enough for that job. And she happens to be in this room, and she's my best friend now. But kudos to her, because she called me and she said, "You're applying for that job. I'm not listening to anything," and she hangs up. So part of it is believing in yourself. The other part is having people around you who believe in you more than even you believe in yourself. Go ahead, Maran.
Go for it, man.
Okay. Yeah. I was trying to remind myself the question.
No, talk about the biggest challenge you faced when starting up a business or in your entrepreneurial journey, and then how did you get past it? Yeah.
Okay. In Botswana, I'd say in Africa, sometimes when you talk about technology and they've never seen it, they just don't believe you. They don't open their doors for you because they feel you're talking about something that is just not in this world. And I think my challenge has been funding, and was funding. Because for you to be in a position to show them the capability of drones, that means you need to procure one and fly it to show them that this thing can indeed do what you're telling them to do. So I had to save, like I said, Drones for Africa as a bootstrapped company. I had to save and save for years. Like I said, I registered in 2019 until I could afford to buy drones and go out there and show them the potential of what these drones can do. So that was me trying to solve it by just saving till I buy them and people seeing the capabilities of drones. Yeah. And just to add on what they were saying, I think most of the time, I'd say when after we get to positions that we've been wanting to get to, we get to get busy. Busy to an extent that we don't open our doors for people who are trying to come and teach and learn. And so with that, because I had a problem with starting up. I didn't know what to do, how to do, because I didn't know mentors. I didn't have any mentors. I didn't know where you get the mentors or any of that. So right now what I'm doing is it's an open door policy. That's what I say. Every Wednesday afternoon, I open for all women entrepreneurs or people who just have ideas and they're thinking they don't know where to go. I just open my doors so that they come and I help with what I can help with.
That's a great. I hope the people in the room will start doing that as well and help, give back to society and create the next generation of entrepreneurs. Marcella, I know that we talked about this yesterday. I know that you found the UAE landscape very favorable place to do business, but you tackled with other challenges that were self-limiting. Can you talk about that and how are you still making your way past them? Yeah.
Thank you. Yes. So, like you said, the landscape in UAE, it's quite supportive for entrepreneurship, and it's beautiful to do business here. As well, there's a lot of programs for women. I myself have taken part of them for example, with the US mission and partnering with NYU, where they gather women and they coach us on so many levels. And one of them is being self-confident. Sometimes the limitations are more within ourselves than they are actually there. So I believe as women, we're not confident enough to achieve what we want. We believe we're always hesitant, or we always think we are not really prepared, or we're not ready to make that move, but we actually are, and we don't mention how much we can achieve. So that's my personal struggle. I'm always very hesitant. I struggle in public speaking, so I'm pushing here the extra mile. But yeah, that's it.
And that's a great way to go. You have to push yourself out of your comfort zone if you want to get ahead. So hats off to you. Neza, I'm going to rely on your experience. You have been seeing women entrepreneurs for a long time. Again, if there are 3 top tips you would give women who are just thinking about starting up businesses right now, what would your 3 top tips be?
Yes, definitely. I think when being an entrepreneur is very hard on the long run, and often we don't have the right ecosystem around us that supports us with funding, with thinking, coaching, and so on. I think the first tip that I've been giving women around me is networking. Networking when you need it, but also networking when you don't need it. Mentoring. When you give to others, you kind of reinforce your own learning, and then through that mentoring, even at the beginning of your own journey, it will open doors to you as well for mentors. And focus, I think as women we have amazing visions. We can be very creative, and we just need to keep that vision. Now, I'm not saying to make it smaller but just when you're pitching to people, what is your focus? What is your next step? What is your KPI? Because this is what the financial world is asking for.
Yeah, thank you, Neza. We are running out of time, but I do want to bring this up because, Jana, we had this conversation yesterday, and I thought this was something we absolutely need to talk about. Again, we operate in a landscape where sometimes you are faced with men who are kind of blocking the way or not taking you seriously, or they are just throwing hurdles in your path. I know that you have faced that quite a few times in your career. Can you talk about what should they be doing when women face these situations now? What's the best way to tackle them? And perhaps we can go down the panel as well. But Jana, I would love to start with you.
Yes, unfortunately, I have sometimes in my life, or maybe not sometimes, but very often the situation when I come into the room and start my negotiations. one blonde, blue-eyed girls in tech industry. So you can understand the skeptical eyes I'm seeing opposite. And very often men, first 10 minutes talking about everything, but not about the business we are planning to discuss. And this is a moment when you need to make a decision what to do next. So you want to be angry, you want to stand and wait out, and you want to give reaction. But I think the better reaction to give and to show that you're a real professional in the field and in the work what you are doing. And usually what I'm doing, I'm listening very carefully, I'm calm, I work with myself, and next minutes I try to show that I'm professional, that you need to change your mind, that you are talking with the same person from the same industry who are earned to be polite and respectful. And of course, what we try to do, we try to work with men in tech industry because maybe they will not loudly talk about that, but they're still skeptical about women in technology. And what we are doing, we're bringing this best women on a stage, and thank you Mastercard for doing that as well, because this award ceremony is not just to get the second or third diploma in your life. It's a possibility to show to everybody, including the males, that we are really professionals. We deserve to be respectful, and we deserve to be on the equal position with men in tech as well. So we loudly want to share our stories, and we try to work with men and to invite them into all our sessions and to have dialogue and to discuss this topic and to bring more female into companies and to explain from the business side why it's important. And one additional remark, not about this question, but about a lot of females today who are owners of small businesses. And I'm from a very small country with only 1.5 million population. Estonia is very, very small, but this is the motherland of Skype technology. And now I'm living in Azerbaijan, which is also a very small country with only 10 million population. These two small countries are very succeeded. And today, in the era of technology, the most important, not to be big to win small, but to be fast to win slow. So your small businesses are very fast, you're agile, you can adapt very quickly to technologies, to be innovative, you're not bureaucratic, you can make decisions independently yourself and to react very quickly to the customer behavior. So be proud being small to be very big in the world. So this is our advantage.
Thank you, Jana. Yes. Absolutely. Can we open up for questions from the audience? No, we cannot. Okay. I'm going to go... It's fair. It's fair. Amna, I'm going to kind of like go with you for the last question. Yeah, please.
Marang has something to say. I think we can
please,
wrap up here.
Of course.
Marang, go ahead.
Oh, okay. I usually say if we went to the same classes with men, taught the same things, why can't we? Why is it different when we're supposed to implement and they feel women can't, whilst we receive the same type of education? So what we do as Drones for Africa and what I advocate for blind hiring. So what we do is we ask people to not put their personal information, their gender, when we hire. Because the idea is to hire on capability and not on gender. So we do that and go to the process of hiring. And with that, 70% of the people, the employees, are actually women. Women who can fix drones, women who can fly drones. And imagine if, imagine if we're looking at the gender, maybe we couldn't have hired those people, the people with capability. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Marang. Amna, question back to you again. Again, you have had a great career in finance, in corporate world. Again, any advice you would give women who are trying to follow your story and how in terms of like making a successful career for themselves?
So since we are wrapping up the panel, I think we heard great advice. I mean, honestly, I'm humbled and I'm inspired by your stories. I think we have so much to learn. We have thousands of nominations. Only 3 of you are over here. Congratulations for that. And each one of you had such a powerful story. And instead of giving advice, I would say I have learned so much from all of you here today, and I'm sure everyone in this room has. So congratulations for what you are doing. Congratulations for bringing your story out here. And I wish you all the best on behalf of Mastercard and myself personally. Nessa, would you like to add some comments to close?